So we're here at the Chandler Film Festival. We're screening a documentary that I wrote and directed called Not Me. And it follows the lives of 8 suburban American teenage drug addicts. When I approached this documentary, I was brought in by a group of producers to look at some interviews that they had shot. They knew that they wanted to create a larger narrative film with an arc, but they didn't have 60% of it shot yet. They just had interviews. So I went in, I watched the interviews. I was immediately blown away by just the honesty that these people were telling their real life story of being a teen drug addict or being the parent of an addict. And it was just something I had never experienced personally, and was immediately drawn in and moved and felt like I have to make this film. So once they gave me the opportunity, got into all the footage, kind of figured out what the arc would be, wrote the film. We went in and reshot sort of these dramatizations of what these lives, what these stories were telling. And then I took my own creative freedom to show what that life would have been like. So in interweaving these people telling you their story, you seeing them kind of live it out, and sort of the repercussions of that lifestyle, it kind of conveys the whole message of the film. So we played in, I think this is our 5th festival with this documentary, and bringing it to Chandler was a decision by one of our producers. He's got a business that he runs here and wanted to show it to his friends and colleagues and just this community. We try to take the film to everywhere that we'll play it, because this problem is so widespread that we really find a chord with every audience we screen it with. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction we get here, and it very often sparks personal stories coming back at you that saying my brother had this problem, my dad, myself. And that's why we called the film Not Me, because it's about denial. Not me, not my kid, not my brother. Right. So it's cool to bring the film to different places and see the reaction and the reality of the situation. No, this is my first documentary and my first feature film. Before that, I've done mostly narrative, original stories that I've written most of, directed many, produced a lot of short films, produced other documentaries, but not directed. So this was the first. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Chandler Film Festival. Being its first year, having everything in a central location where you can walk to is critical. Having been to so many festivals where you've got to take Ubers and cars everywhere, it is a drag on the process. It adds to expense for the filmmakers. This is smart because you bring everything together. Everything's going on here. I think moving forward, they just get the word out more, and there are more filmmakers that'll come here. It shouldn't be an issue. It's a great place to come. It's January. It's 70 degrees outside.